Welcome back to the Java playlist. Let's get started on decision structures. So the first one, which is the most common and the simplest one to understand, is the if statement. Now, the if statement is basically, if you were to think of it as kind of like a flow chart, um, if something happens, then something happens. It's an if-then relationship. And if it doesn't happen, then this doesn't happen. So if that makes any sense to you, then we'll just show you in code to start with. So an if statement is basically you have the statement if, and then in brackets you give the conditions that you want it to meet. So what triggers this if statement to go into this block of code is whether or not this is true or false, whatever is in these brackets. So if true, then this block of code will execute. We'll just do a quick example, but we can kind of outline this with a simple example for having a number. So let's make this number 7. And if num less than 5, then we're going to print out um, number is less than 5. And there are other statements called if-else statements, but we'll just cover the if statement. So if num greater than 5, then we are going to is so this is just a simple outline. So I'll just run through before we actually execute the code. You have, sorry, there's a train going on outside. You have your number 7. And what it's going to do is it's going to come to this if statement. It's going to check, is this number less than 5? It's not, so this code is not going to execute. It goes to the next if statement. If this number is greater than 5, then that's true, so it ends up printing out this. So let's just run it. Number is greater than 5. So all that just shows is that if statements can be used to trigger either blocks of code or events based on whether they make a certain statement true. Um, Another way that we can use this is an else statement. Else. So if when you have an if statement, you can pair it with an else statement, which basically means if this is not true, else do this. So we can just do the number is not less than 5. So you'll see here that this code should actually ignore this. It should print out this. It's still greater than 5, and it'll print out this. So I'll just show you this. So number is not less than 5, number is greater than 5. So the else statement executes on this block, and then the if statement executes on this block. We can also have something where you have an else if statement, which we can say is num less than 9. If this num is less than 9, number is less than 9. So we can run this. So it ignored that if statement again, but it came in and you gave it another condition, which is, okay, if num is less than 5, print that out. It's not, else if the number is less than 9. Oh, it is less than 9? Okay, we're going to print out that. Then it comes into the next, is the num greater than 5. Okay, it is. So we're going to print that out. So we can see that in the output here that both this and that were executed. I'll stop the video here just for time's sake, and we can get into more complicated conditional statements. We'll see that you can actually make conditional statements quite complicated and filter through. Like we can basically turn all these if statements into just one conditional statement. So um, uh, you'll see what I mean in the next video. But thanks for watching, and I hope this is helping you guys. Thanks.